Hi students, today let's go on a trip. We're going to go to the Spice Islands, which today would be in the modern day country of Indonesia. Indonesia is a country in the world with the largest Muslim population, has many islands uh, spread uh, throughout the area. And the Spice Islands was where Magellan's crew made it to, but if you remember, Magellan was killed in a battle um, in the Philippines before he arrived in the Spice Islands. And then his crew went on to circumnavigate the globe. So, the Spice Islands were in the Indies. And if we look at the Indies, by the way, some pictures of the Spice Islands, looks pretty nice. Um, Beautiful place to go to. Um, Obviously, named for the spices that were available in the area that the Europeans wanted to get hold of. Looks a beautiful place. Um, we won't be going there for a while though. So um, let's look at where the Spice Islands are in the world today. Okay, the Spice Islands today would be in Indonesia. In this area here is Indonesia. If we zoom out a little bit, we'll see where they are. This is in Asia, and the Indies would have been considered by the Europeans to include around this area: India, what is today Thailand, Malaysia, the Philippines, and a lot of China also, and at one time also Japan, Korea, this area of the world. So this today would be called the East Indies. This area would be called the East Indies today, and there's a reason for that. And the main reason is because if we go all the way across to the other side of the globe, today we call this part of the world the West Indies. The West Indies, and the West Indies includes countries and islands that separate the Caribbean Sea to the south of these islands from the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, and if you remember, it was the Bahamas where Christopher Columbus arrived to set off the age of exploration, and he mistakenly called the people living in this area the Indians. And so, what we're going to be doing today, by the way, remember your relative location. Um, when we talk about relative location, I'm going to be asking you to indicate where the West Indies is in relation to places nearby. So, is it north of such and such a place? Is it west of such and such a place? Or so many miles from such and such a place? So, relative location is meaning where is it in relation to another place? So, let's zoom out. Okay, here's we see West Indies, and here we see what became known as the East Indies to differentiate from the West Indies. Big mistake. The Europeans were calling this the Indies. They had to then own up to the mistake and say, oh, those have to be called the West Indies because the Indies are actually over here in the East, in Asia. Columbus, remember, had not reached Asia. So what's the assignment for today? The assignment for today is I'll provide the link, by the way. You're going to be reading about the Spanish interacting with the Native Americans. How did they treat the Native Americans? Did they get on well with them? Did they treat them with respect and so on? So you're going to be reading about Columbus arriving in what is today known as the West Indies, which includes places like Jamaica, the Bahamas, islands such as Nevis, okay, the Greater Antilles Islands. These islands shown in this little map here. Okay. Cuba also, Haiti, Dominican Republic. And Haiti and the Dominican Republic on old maps are shown as one island called, the island was called Hispaniola. Today it's two separate countries. So you're going to read these paragraphs here how the local people called the Taino were treated by the Spanish when they arrived in the region. You're also going to read in this area how later Spanish exploration affected the local people. Along with being conquered, there were other ways they were treated. The Taino people were very friendly to the Spanish at first, and you'll see how they were treated in response. And I have several questions for you here. Where is the West Indies? Use as many relative location examples in your answer as possible. So, north of what, west of what, south of what, how many miles from such and such a place. Those kind of answers are relative location examples. Why do you think this region is called the West Indies as opposed to the East Indies or just the Indies? Then please describe the treatment of native people in the New World by the Spanish using examples from the reading above. And then you would go on to describe the ways you think the Spanish should have interacted with the local people. How do you think they should have interacted so that everybody involved could have had productive relationships? Okay, so that could all have benefited from the age of exploration. So please be as detailed as possible. At this point, you might also think about the Columbian exchange examples. These could be shown as some kind of positives that could have helped with relationships. Now, I will include the link for this document. This document, along with French interactions with the natives and English interactions with the natives, will be used later on in the week for you to answer just a few questions. And so you'll be able to use your notes for that assignment. All right, kids, I wish you all the best. Okay, stay safe and healthy. And bye from me, bye from Mrs. Cohen, and bye from guess who? Pablo. Thank you and have a great day.